Hello, and welcome to another episode of Walk the Dog Cinema. I've been slowly trying to work my way through some newer movies. I got sick this week, so that wasn't fun. Nasty little bug that really affected my sinuses and gave me a mild fever, but out of the woods now and feeling good. Roka looking for everything to get out and walk, and so am I, to get fresh, clean air in my lungs and kind of get my thoughts on Super Mario Galaxy. Yeah, interesting movie because I'll just say that it's a movie that if growing up in the 80s with the sequels, some of them obviously always tried to get bigger, louder, better, badder, and sometimes that makes sense, I guess. Other times it really doesn't. I think just because you have a sequel doesn't mean you need to throw more at the kitchen sink to really do a story. I mean, if that was the case, a TV series wouldn't go on for so long on some of these, right? Like, unless you're building to something. But I would even say the beginning of the MCU kind of sometimes had stories that being as a second or even a third weren't as intense as the first one before it or anything like that, or as you build to Infinity War and all that. So it's kind of interesting because man, that movie was an assault on the senses. I hate to say it, but if that's how like someone feels they have ADHD or something, like, holy moly, that's not to put that down. I'm just saying that movie was just an attack on the senses and your attention span, and really don't know who it was made for. I quite enjoyed the first one, and this one, it's one of those that you just go, what the heck happened, and why was this decision made? And I never played the game. I stopped with the Marios right around Mario Sunshine. I think that was the last one I ever played. But growing up, I played all the Marios for the most part up to that point. My dad was kind of really big into the Marios. I was always more into the role-playing games like Final Fantasy and Shining Force, and me and my friends also were into like Contra and Akari Warriors and all that growing up. But I played the Marios. Mario Kart obviously was really cool. Diddy Kong Racing and stuff. So I'm aware of the lore and everything. So yeah, it was an assault on the senses. So it was kind of crazy to watch. I did feel like almost shutting it off, but kind of wanted to watch the train wreck, as they say. Within it is somewhat of a good movie, but man almighty, almost feels like after just one movie how the mighty has fallen. It just is kind of a trip. So it just was that different of two movies. So yeah, Super Mario Galaxy, woo. And again, I don't want to always just be like a critic in that sense. I kind of want to, what can you pull from this? What can you talk about? What can you have a discussion on within just film in general? And what does it get you thinking about? And what do I have to say on kind of a movie vlog in that sense for myself, like the experience of it, So when I look back on it, you can kind of see an encapsulated time capsule of something, or you felt about something, or what you were thinking at the time. And the interesting part of that movie is boy, it's like they never watched the first one and kind of what made it good. Best part of this is still Jack Black's Bowser, but even he's relegated. And a lot of it for me comes down to a couple points in the movie. I mean, besides just the chaotic like ADHD aspect of the film, but you kind of have a good setup in the beginning with Rosalina, and she gets kidnapped and taken by Bowser Jr. Okay, we set up the villain, the protagonist, and all these things, and then you literally don't revisit Rosalina, I mean, at all. And then you throw in a little change to her story from what I've heard. Like I said, I wasn't ever big on that character, so to speak, but just looking at it, it kind of comes out of left field even in the film. So I kind of looked it up as like, is that how it goes? Because it kind of was bad storytelling in that sense. I mean, it is kind of set up, but spoiler alert, like if you've never seen it, her and Peach are sisters, and they have a magical superpower together that when they touch, they Wonder Twin power activate from Super Friends, basically. So and they pretty much do the same touch, Wonder Twin powers activate. It's kind of kooky in that sense, but the basis of it is dang, like they don't talk about any bit of that. It goes on this whole other like darn soliloquy that feels like a chapter every 2 seconds. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I'm being a little hyperbolic here, but at the same time, I mean, it really feels like that. If you're reading a book, it's like be like a chapter that would be like a paragraph long, like, and just okay, we got to move on. And how Yoshi kind of comes into existence for it. It just kind of is. I mean, it's kind of a cool sequence in the desert, but it's kind of like, oh, we got to get this scene in, and oh, we got to get this scene in, and instead of just like taking its time. But yeah, it's okay to keep things moving, but man almighty, there's that, kind of big problem for me. It's just and then and the encapsulated other aspect of it that really shows its kind of ADHD attitude is, so these stars that Rosalina takes care of finally find Peach. They tell her the story. She just finds out she has a sister, and darn it, she's gonna go save her. Never met her or anything. That's cool. I get it. Oh, hey, I'm gonna go save her. I'm adventurous. Takes off right away. Writes a letter to Mario, and we get the star jumps. And you get the cool Mario sound effects, and kind of shows her taking off on this adventure. And then it cuts to Mario, and we get this whole kind of Super Mario Brothers 3 montage. That's kind of cool, showing them taking care of the kingdom. But, it's really just to belay the whole Super Mario Brothers 3 aspect of the film, or within this part. And basically, Bowser Jr. shows up. Mind you, in essence, Peach just left. Not that she would have known, but this is the guy who kidnapped Rosalina. So when you kind of inferred the whole thing, if she would have stayed put, she would have found out the villain. It would have been happenstance. But the argument is that it still happened that way. So it's just sad that Peach just left. But now Mario and Luigi can kind of save the day. And obviously it's in the beginning of the film, so we know that's not going to happen. But it gets to a point where it projects Mario and Luigi to go where Peach is going. And they essentially get there almost in the same time that Peach does. So Peach taking off to this galaxy place was literally pointless in the grand scheme of things. It does nothing with it. It really just gets it to so we can see Star Fox, because Peach gets him. And that's it. That's her whole adventure by herself. Like, she literally does nothing else. I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing. And, the other side of it is, the other thoughts is obviously it was an Illumination movie. I know they did the first one, and sometimes Illumination can be really good. I would have to look back and see Illumination Paris on their track record, but the other side of it is I'm not a big Minions guy. Again, not my demographic. Kind of don't get those movies. I'll be honest, and it's what it felt like here. It felt like I just watched a Minions movie with Mario overlaid. It like had the same kind of jokes and really had the same kind of spirit to it, and just the disconnectedness of it, and just like the rapid plot points, and just let's get it going, and hey, kids are watching this and they don't care. And that's really kind of what I feel deep down, is that it kind of has contempt for kids' attentions. And I get it, you know, with pads and things like that, but the first one was a hit, and it was way paced slower than this one. So to kind of take that kind of view, to me, it's kind of cynical as a studio. I just really missed the mark. You know, I don't know if it ruins their whole plans with the universe or whatever. I'm sure they could make another one and make some money. I know this one made a little less, but yeah, what a shame, disappointment, but interesting to watch for sure. Let me know what you thought of Super Mario Galaxy, and please subscribe. Have a good one, everyone.